Zealand neighbourhood of Botany, many people will think it's a place of big shopping malls. Botany Town Centre, my favourite place for shopping, attracting people from all over Auckland. Botany was the first place I lived in when I came to New Zealand. It was a great introduction to life because of its diverse neighbourhood. Thrice as many Chinese New Zealanders as national average and twice as many Pacific Islanders. In fact, Botany's got the highest percentage of people born overseas of any other New Zealand neighbourhood. Let's find out about them. We will meet a Muslim man who's committed to building bridges between the people of different faiths.
I talk about the Buddhism, I talk about the Hinduism or about Islam. All the religions, they want peace. They want love.
A man born in Azerbaijan shares the story of the day his father gave up his children for love.
Legally, my dad had to sign some documents to release us from his care to Mum. It reminds me that how much Dad loves us and how much he wanted us to be happy, safe.
We will meet a man from Sri Lanka who wants to raise awareness about the plight of Tamil people in his home country.
My childhood was very different from a childhood, say, of an average Kiwi, because I was always worried about bombing and shelling and helicopter shooting as well.
And we will enjoy the flavors of Egyptian cuisine at the Botany Night Market.
When I first came here, I was really craving for it, and we never make it at home. We usually buy it. So I searched for a recipe and tried it so many times till I actually perfected the recipe.
I'm Jazz, and this is my neighborhood. Not all of us have a fond memory of their childhood. Dayanaran, who grew up through a civil war in Sri Lanka, is now committed of raising awareness for the next generation.
I live in Botany with my wife, my daughter, 2-year-old daughter. And our neighborhood is very friendly and very safe place. I was born in Jaffna, the northern province of Sri Lanka. I haven't seen peaceful times in Sri Lanka, so since I was born, it's always been a war situation and never a calm situation. I live in the north, which is Tamil-dominated area. And southwest is Sinhalese. Since the independence of Sri Lanka, there's always been issues with Tamil Sinhalese because we are the minority. We will never get to change how the majority decides to run the country. When I look back at it, I can see that my childhood was very different from a childhood, say, of a average Kiwi. I couldn't go out and play in the evenings with friends and so on because I was always worried about bombing and shelling and helicopter shooting as well. I have 2 elder brothers and an elder sister. This is my house in Jaffna that all of us were brought up in. And it's got a lot of fond memories, but it's kind of destroyed by the military afterwards. And now it's been renovated, but it's still not the same because all the furniture, everything is gone there, including a lot of photos. And these are some of the rare photos that survived. This is my first-year birthday, and my father is overlooking. Yeah, it was probably very, very difficult times because I was not, just not able to mingle with many people at all. So it was just quite frustrating. Nowadays, I don't like to be by myself at home or anything like that. I always want to be with people. It's probably one of the worst times in my life, I think. I was lucky enough to have my both brothers overseas at the time, so my parents must have talked within themselves and decided that I should go. I just turned 16 when I arrived in New Zealand. Initially, because I had my family there, that I kept an interest in what was happening in Sri Lanka, and then probably During my university time, that's when I started to take a more political view of things, I guess. National Council of New Zealand Tamils is the organization that I belong to, which is pretty much a political advocacy organization for the New Zealand Tamil population. At the moment, we are working with some of the human rights organizations and also with the Green Party and the School of Law at the University of Auckland in organizing this event at the University of Auckland. Trevor Grant is a Northern cricket and sports journalist in Melbourne, Australia. But at the moment, he has moved on to doing human rights issues and refugee issues. And so he had recently written a book called Sri Lanka Secrets, How the Rajapaksa Regime Got Away with Murder. And because of that, we thought that he might be a good person to invite to New Zealand.
I was driving a van around the southeast of Melbourne mostly, delivering food, delivering kitchenware, furniture, all those things to refugees. And as I was doing it, I was hearing story after story of tragedy and terror. And so much of it came from the Tamil group.
Currently, even there are quite a high military presence in the Tamil area. So they are not only just occupying, but they are also taking over land, which means that the Tamil people's livelihood are still disturbed. Going to school and things like that are hard. There are a lot of sexual harassment going on. And also a lot of disappearance of people. If anybody speaks out, they will be gone missing and you will not hear of them. So things are still going on. Nothing has changed for the Tamil people. If anything, it has actually gotten worse.
Dyer is typical of so many good young Tamils who are spreading the message. He has got together a lot of very good young Tamils and they're carrying the torch from the older Tamils. So we can be assured that something will be done, at least via the next generation.
So since I'm away from the Tamil land, I won't be able to do anything else really, like any kind of aid work or any of that kind of stuff. And especially with this kind of regime in Sri Lanka, you can't really do anything else anyway. So I think awareness is the best thing that I could do with my life, I feel.
Botany is a terrific neighborhood. It's away from the city, still close to everything you need is right here. There's no way you can feel out of place. You're surrounded by a diverse mix of people. Living here was a great start to my life in New Zealand. And yes, I'm happy that I've made this country my home.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.